Start in the circle for Texas, Mac Morgan, and we are underway as the senior Morgan delivers strike number one to Aaron Peterson. Mac Morgan coming off one of her best outings in SEC play. No runs and a couple of hits friends have put out there in 7 years, a fielding percentage of .973 entering tonight. Good for top 30 in the nation. This time is called with Bailey Slack coming up to the plate. Another true freshman, a young top of the order for Ricky Woodard's squad. Texas State comes into this one 25-11 on the year, second place in the Sun Belt Conference. While Texas is 37-3, 10-2 in the SEC. Count 1-1 to Bailey Slack.
Ricky Woodard's lineup often known to have quite a bit of speed. They graduated a lot of that last year with Hannah Earls and Piper Randolph. Coach Woodard likes Bailey Slack's ability to understand the strike zone, be able to work the defense. Texas right now shifted. They have three infielders on the left side of the field, trying to take away any ground ball up the middle. See Katie Stewart there.
In there for strike two. We mentioned how Slack and Peterson at the top are freshmen.
Madison Azua working against this Texas lineup, and you see them being aggressive, knowing she's going to come around the strike zone. You're going to see mid-60s. We've seen a lot of the curves to these lefties hitters. She does have a rise, a screw, and an off-speed pitch that can be devastating. As we mentioned, she's maturing into that ace role, wanting the ball in big moments, wanting the ball in big games for Coach Ricky Woodard and her Bobcat program.
Mia Scott takes ball one. Scott, one of the greatest hitters in program history, who is also having a career year, batting .452, leading the team in doubles. I mean, she is all over the all-time records list. As that one turns foul. All over the all-time list for doubles, triples, RBIs. Mia Scott, one of the best to ever do it in a Longhorns uniform.
Mia Scott came in. A lot of people, including Coach White and his staff, referred to her almost as Janae 2.0. Left-handed, super athletic. Mia had a little bit more speed. And really, while Janae was here, Mia got a little bit overlooked. But even in the last 2 years, Mia just continues to push the envelope and her bar a little bit higher and higher. And as you mentioned, as a senior, having a season for the record books.
Well, now she's got a hitter's count.
Woodard's calling time to go calm down. She does have a young infield. She has a brand new third baseman this year, a brand new shortstop, a brand new second baseman, and Ayanna Coleman is a junior. She mainly DP'd at A&M. She didn't play a whole lot of first base. So this young infield has to take a breath, reset, allow themselves to get some outs and not let Texas push the envelope and get them to hurry.
That'll be scored E6. So Texas with a couple of infield hits, one via the bunt single, and Atwood, meanwhile, reaching after the error and extends that all-time Texas record to 186 career RBI. Double check the official scoring on that as well. Texas 29-1 when scoring first.
Swing and miss right there. Alex tells me that Texas's game plan is to attack Azua early. She offered a changeup and Jolie Mitchell was already sold out on it.
By the way, again, since there was an error on that play, Atwood will stay at 185 RBIs. But regardless, bases loaded, still no outs for another Texas player having a career year at the plate. Jolie Mitchell batting a cool .400. They appeal to third. Mitchell did not go around. Today's umpires, Lyndon Baptiste behind home plate, Kaylee Young at third, and Jenna Bouillon at first. Count 2-1 to Mitchell. Jolie Mitchell drove in the game-winning runs in the 8th inning on Sunday in the series finale against Mizzou. And a couple of runs there, bringing home on a sac fly in the sweep of the Tigers. Chance already to break this thing open. We'll go to a full count.
First full count that we've seen against Azua. Texas being able to attack early so far in this game. Good discipline by Mitchell there, though, on that changeup for ball 3.
She is one of the most patient hitters on the Longhorns, 99 career walks. And not a bad batting average as a team with the bases loaded, hitting .524.
Well, and tied with Reese App. Mac Morgan again leveling down in the zone. She's able to make this ball look good, and then it's down by the shins, but she's laddering downward extremely well tonight.
Mac Morgan already just 1 strikeout shy of her season high. And she's 5 batters into the game. Here's Megan Kellner, the junior from nearby Kyle, batting an impressive .357 on the season. 1-1.
This is a very impressive start for Mac Morgan. Not outcome based, but just watching the spots she's hitting, the way she's allowing her ball to move, and really utilizing both sides of the plate. There are some games you watch and she tends to be heavy one side, which typically is glove side. She'll go away to right-handed hitters, but we've seen her go into Ayanna Coleman. She tried to go in there to Kellner, so working both sides really well tonight.
She is top 5 in the nation among most wins for active pitchers. She came in at tonight 58-9 in her college career, going back to her time at Arizona State. And Kellner able to hold off.
Mac Morgan wanted that one. The senior is ultra competitive when she's in the circle.
That intense stare, payoff pitch. Kellner just stays alive. This Texas State offense averaging right around 5 runs per game. Still looking for hit number 1 on the night. Looking for base runner number 1.
In her glove gives Caden Henry an extra step. Well, Texas really testing the defense of the Bobcats.
Longhorns have been running this year, but they did end the first inning by being thrown out on both ends of a double steal. Here is Mia Scott, dropped down a bunt single in the first inning and came around to score. Texas as a team, number 2 in the nation in batting average. They came into tonight hitting .378, just 4 points behind Indiana, who leads the country. Horns boosting that average tonight. They're 6 for 10 so far. Here's strike 1 from Azua.
Azua being careful with Mia Scott, knowing what she's capable of doing. You see Megan Kellner, too, also making sure she gets eyes on Caden Henry before she throws the ball back to Azua.
2 aboard. What have you seen out of Azua? Talented underclassman, but obviously a tall task tonight against this offense.
Well, as we said earlier, Coach Ricky Woodard was very adamant that she thought this might be the best offense Texas has had in her time at Texas State, and she's been there over 20 years, so she's seen a lot of Texas lineups. So for Azua right now, you saw probably a little nerves in the first inning, and obviously with Texas jumping on her as quickly as they did, didn't have time to catch her breath. Caught her breath in the second inning, had a great 1-2-3 inning. But has to locate that backdoor curve to righties and lefties, so it's going to be arm side for her. She's not locating that pitch as well as she has in the past, and right now that's what's getting her behind these hitters.
Being careful.
On the burners as well, scores from first. Reese Atwood, you benefit from your teammates being on base, but you have to get the job done, and she's getting the job done consistently when those two are on ahead of her.
And that may be the end of the road, at least for now, for Madison Azua. Ricky Woodard appears to be making a change after Texas has scored 6 runs off of 7 hits. And it looks like we will have a change. Back in Austin as Jolie Mitchell takes the first offering from Annalisa Solis, the junior out of Cibolo, who replaces the starter Madison Azua.
Annalisa Solis has been a good middle relief for Texas State. Right-handed, but can mix speeds. You see the off-speed pitch there, but she will throw a rise, screw, curve, and that changeup. Key for her is attacking the zone, limiting the free passes to this offense.
And dealing with some injuries, trying to get healthy. That one misses to Jolie Mitchell, who was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded in inning number 1. Mitchell, 35 career home runs, going back to her time as an all-ACC player with Notre Dame.
Solis's plan coming in is to mix that changeup more often than we saw Azua do. Back to back there against Jolie Mitchell.
And the offensive onslaught continues for Texas. What a night here as Katie Stewart had a 2-run single in the first inning. Stewart, number 2 in the country in RBIs. She is on pace, by the way, to break Reese Atwood's single-season record of 90 RBIs that Atwood set last year. Stewart takes one to center, and that one's going to fall in. Again, great hustle by a Bobcats outfielder, but Slack couldn't get to it in time for the out.
Designated player number 12.
Right now, Bobcat outfield can't win. They're playing deep because you have to respect the power that Texas has, especially with Jolie Mitchell and Katie Stewart. But both athletes just muscling some weak fly balls right in front of these outfielders. They're going all out to try to snag those, but the second you play in, someone's going to beat you over your head. So right now, outfield for Texas State getting worked.
By the time tonight's over, Texas may take over that number 1 spot in the nation in batting average. They're hitting nearly 700 tonight, 9 for 13. Here's Vic Hunter getting the start. She's 0 for 1. Former number 12 recruit in the nation. Does have 6 career homers and 68 at bats. Talented sophomore out of Houston. Texas has only needed 1 extra base hit tonight. The rest have been singles. Keep in mind, Texas so good in this ballpark. They haven't lost here in 369 days. That one off the glove of the third baseman, Bubella, and the bases will be loaded yet again.
Texas continuing to put the ball in play hard, and Vic Hunter just turns that right down the line. But this is another infield play that a young infield just unable to come up with the clutch play when you need it. And that's the big key right now for this young infield, is someone stepping up and saying, get me the ball, let me make the play. Right now, nerves and the inexperience in this type of environment really showing out.
Couldn't tell there whether it caught the glove. Rubella just went right to Peterson regardless. That is now 4 straight hits for the Longhorns. Every batter in this inning has reached so far. Here is Leanne Good. who has taken over as the everyday shortstop this year for the injured Vivi Martin.
Was throw home for the force. Julie Mitchell almost cost Texas a run there. To be honest, Alex, in the first inning, the base running on the first and third, as it went all the way through, Julie Mitchell got a late break at third as well, costing herself an out at home.
Texas is 3 for 3 with the bases loaded tonight as Texas State talks things over. Again, it is a Bobcats team that had played Texas so close as of late. 6 of the last 10 meetings have been decided by just 2 runs or less. But it is, I don't want to say rebuilding Texas State squad this year, but retooling. Again, they lost nearly 90% of their offense from a year ago, lost their ace, Jessica Mullins. And they have replaced a lot of talented players with talent as well, but young talent. Azua, the sophomore lefty who started, a couple of freshmen offensively in the top of the order, and it's been a bit too much so far tonight for the Bobcats as Bennett fouls one back. They lost names like Randolph and Earls offensively, who'd been a mainstay for them for a number of years, Kat.
Well, you can say rebuilding. Really, the most experienced player is Sierra Trahan out in left field. And after that, it's Megan Kellner, who caught a lot because of her relationship with Jessica Mullins and how good they worked. But when you're talking about Bailey Slack in center, that's a freshman. Keely Williams coming over from Texas A&M, limited playing time in 2 years. Kate Bubella and Ayanna Coleman, same thing defensively, didn't play a whole lot at their respective schools prior to this. And Peterson, a freshman at shortstop. So you have a lot of new faces that don't have a lot of innings of experience in Division I softball. And even though you're 2/3 of the way through season right now, they haven't been in this environment. Their schedule this year, not as tough as some of the schedules Ricky Woodard has put together in the past. But again, she puts together her schedule knowing the team she has, the veteran leadership she has, the experience. And so getting her team into a good place so that come May, they're playing good softball.
And forget about tonight. Ricky Woodard's a coach who probably doesn't get enough credit nationally. In 25 years, approaching 870 wins, and adapted with the times when a lot of coaches have struggled to. She's gotten better up over at third with one away.
Bailey Slack puts this just down the line, and it bounces right past Jolie Mitchell. You see there, it is fair, hits off of her glove. But that hitting off the glove ricocheted it more towards the wall, and Bailey Slack has speed, so she's able to easily get to third, even with a holdup at second. Ricky Woodard was waving her the entire time, but Bobcats have a runner in scoring position.
And it looks like that last play will be under review. That was obviously close to the foul line over on the right side, the first base side, and Lyndon Baptiste and company will have another look at it.
Well, Texas has the opportunity to review it. You can review a fair ball to see if it was foul, but you cannot review a foul ball to see if it was fair. You can take Bailey Slack off the base, but not put her on. I think this is going to be upheld, though, with the angle we saw it at. But you know what? If you're Texas and Mac Morgan's throwing a no-hitter through 3 innings, you're going to go ahead and take the chance or even the perfect game on possibly getting that overturned if you can.
Well, maybe if you're Mike White, do you want the call to stand so it preserves the no-hitter?
Well, if it, yes.
Or at least a Texas fan would.
That's true.
Here's another look.
Here you see it bounces on the chalk there, which is fair. Now it's where does it hit Jolie Mitchell's glove is the key to that play, whether it gets overturned or not.
So again, if you're a Texas fan and it is an error, not the worst thing in the world, Mac still preserves the no-no. If it's a hit, you lose everything. Perfect game. The no-hitter as well. Jolie Mitchell looks on. Continue. Take a look at the replay. Texas with 10 runs off 11 hits and that one error as of now. Texas State 0-0-1. Well, after this, the Longhorns have a big series coming up against Tennessee and then LSU. After that, we'll get one more look at But after tonight, the Longhorns, couple of top 10 SEC series.
Yeah, Texas going to have to sharpen up and not have as many base running miscues, defensive miscues. You see there, the ball's bouncing on the chalk. But the key is, again, where does it hit Jolie Mitchell's glove? Because it can bounce fair and bounce foul. You got a foul ball if she hasn't touched it. It's where did she touch it? Did she touch it in fair territory or foul territory? Because she's in front of the bag.
Here we go.
After further review, the call on the field is upheld. Take to the first down.
So there you go. Texas loses the challenge. So slack over at third. First error of the night by the Longhorns. Here's Keely Williams. Dribbler over to first, but that hit foul before that. So Mac still in pretty good shape in one category.
She's continuing to deal, and really for...
Well, Saturday afternoon, it'll be number 2 Oklahoma and 22nd ranked Alabama squaring off 4 p.m. Eastern. ESPN2, the series opener, and the final 2 games Sunday and Monday. Monday night, that's Mic'd Up Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern series finale on the SEC network. Texas will face number 2 Oklahoma in a few weeks. Some big opponents before that. Here is Ayanna Coleman with 2 away, and Slack still on third.
Ironically enough, Ayanna Coleman and the Bobcats have a history in this park. 2 years ago, Texas State was facing A&M for the right to play Texas in the regional championship, and Ayanna Coleman with A&M at the time actually hit the game-winning hit off the left field wall to knock the Bobcats out of that tournament.
As if there already wasn't enough of a rivalry here between Texas and Texas State, then you add a former Aggie into the mix and things get real tense.
Oh, yeah, Keely Williams and Ayanna Coleman both on the roster at A&M last year as that super regional matchup came.
Full count on the way for Morgan. Haven't been too many of those. 4 strikeouts. They all came to the first 6 batters of the contest.
Yeah, just her second 3-ball count in this game. She's been really efficient around the strike zone, forcing Texas State to have to take some swings at pitches that she stretches it.
White said even before conference play began, he knew that Tegan Kavan would probably be their day 1 and day 3 starter.
She's the type of athlete that always wants to be working. Coach White will tell you she's never satisfied, and not in the way that she's upset about her performance, but that she just wants to continue to get better, and obviously knowing that she had the